I am AI avatar of CA Ratan Mundara. Once a company is incorporated, many business owners believe that operations can begin immediately. However, the legal reality is very different. Post-incorporation compliance is not just a checklist. It is the foundation that determines whether your company can legally operate, borrow funds, and build credibility. In today's regulatory environment, compliance is directly linked to business continuity. Missing key filings can result in penalties, restrictions on operations, and even strike-off risks. In this video, we will break down the most critical compliances, explain what has changed from older practices, and show you how to stay fully compliant from day one. One of the most critical compliances today is INC 20A. This is not just another ROC form. It is the legal gateway to starting your business. Under Section 10A, a company cannot commence business or even borrow funds unless this declaration is filed. It confirms that the shareholders have paid their subscription money and that the company has a verified registered office. Earlier, many professionals treated this as a routine filing. But today, it is a strict legal requirement. Without INC 20A, your company technically cannot operate. This makes it essential to plan early. Ensure bank transactions, capital receipts, and documentation are properly in place before filing. The consequences of ignoring INC 20A are serious. The company may face a penalty of 50,000 rupees. Additionally, officers in default may be charged 1,000 rupees per day, up to 1 lakh rupees. But beyond penalties, the biggest risk is operational. Your company may be restricted from carrying out business activities, raising invoices, or securing loans. In prolonged cases, the registrar may even initiate strike-off proceedings. This is why INC 20A should be treated as a go-live compliance. Your business should not begin before this is completed. The next important compliance is the appointment of the first auditor. As per the Companies Act, the board of directors must appoint the first auditor within 30 days of incorporation. If the board fails to do so, the responsibility shifts to shareholders, who must appoint the auditor within 90 days in an extraordinary general meeting. This auditor will hold office until the conclusion of the first annual general meeting. This step ensures that financial records are audited from the very beginning, maintaining transparency and credibility. One of the most common mistakes in compliance checklists relates to ADT 1. Many assume that ADT 1 must always be filed for the first auditor. However, legally, ADT 1 is linked to auditor appointments made under Section 139(1), which generally applies to AGM appointments. The first auditor appointment under Section 139(6) is a separate process. This distinction is very important for professionals. Incorrect assumptions can lead to unnecessary filings or wrong advisory to clients. Always verify the legal basis before filing ADT 1. This distinction between first auditor and ADT 1 is not just technical. It has real implications. If consultants or compliance teams blindly follow outdated checklists, they may provide incorrect guidance to clients. This affects documentation quality, audit trails, and even regulatory scrutiny. In a professional environment, accuracy is everything. Updating your knowledge and separating legal provisions from practical assumptions is essential. Another area often misunderstood is the display board requirement. The law requires that every company must display its name and registered office address outside its premises in a visible manner. This is a basic but mandatory compliance. However, many companies overcomply by adding unnecessary details on the board, increasing costs without legal necessity. Understanding the exact requirement helps maintain compliance without overdoing it. While the display board requirement is limited, the requirements for business documents are much broader. All official documents such as invoices, letterheads, notices, and publications must include company name, registered office address, CIN, phone number, email, and website. This ensures transparency and traceability in all communications. Separating these two requirements, display board and document compliance, is essential for correct implementation. To manage compliance effectively, companies must adopt a structured approach. First, treat INC 20A as a business activation milestone. Second, separate legal requirements from operational practices. For example, auditor appointment versus ADT 1 filing. Third, maintain proper documentation for every step, including bank records, board resolutions, and filings. This structured approach reduces risk and ensures smooth operations. To conclude, post-incorporation compliance is not just about filing forms. It is about building a legally sound foundation for your business. Key takeaways are simple. INC 20A is mandatory before starting operations, auditor appointment must follow proper legal provisions, and display and document requirements must be clearly understood. Most importantly, avoid relying on outdated checklists. Laws evolve, and your compliance practices must evolve with them. A well compliant company is not only legally secure but also more trustworthy to investors, clients, and regulators. Moonses and Management Consultants LLP, a trusted partner for SEZ and IFSC excellence. A pioneer in establishing SEZ and IFSC units within Gift City and India, delivering end-to-end IFSC setup. Operational support and handling complaints, risk management renowned for deep expertise in regulatory approvals, capital markets, fund management, insurance, finance company, foreign university BAT, and ancillary regulations, and fintech, expertise in customs clearance for aircraft and ship procurement, leasing, GST, DSPF, IFSCA comprehensive support covering registration, reporting, and regulatory transitions, ensuring ring fencing, transparency, and global compliance standards. Join our network, scan the QR codes below to stay connected with us.